Hi.
Welcome to More or Less.
I'm so happy to be here. Hello.
How are you feeling in this moment?
I'm feeling sleepy. It's been a lot of no sleep just the last few days getting ready for tour. Um, but like my heart is actually feeling really full and happy.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Last
How
night
are you?
I thank you. I'm feeling solid. I had a bit of a lazy day. My hair is still wet from the we didn't get a full blow dry. But I'm happy to be here with you. I'm
All
so
good.
excited to get to know you. Would you mind introducing yourself to the humans listening, watching?
Cool. Yeah, sure. Um, I'm Karuk and I make music about me and I'm on the internet and I'm a middle child and I'm non-binary and I'm currently obsessed with Pokemon Pocket, the app.
Still around?
Pokemon is alive and well. It's kind of insane. Like I was never into it until this year. And there's like a new trading card game that the cards are like just a digital thing.
So,
And I love it.
did someone put you onto that, or you just kind of woke up one day and was scrolling the internet?
I'm not gonna lie, I just started getting into Reddit recently. It's incredible. I like actually can't believe I've survived without it. And I just started seeing a bunch of Pokemon cards, and so I started opening Pokemon cards, like
Yeah.
real ones. And then as I was doing that, the app dropped of Pokemon Pocket, and I became obsessed.
Also, it was like a timing thing. It was the
Yeah,
universe just knew
yeah,
that you needed it in your life.
correct.
I
Yeah.
had no idea that Pokemon was still alive and well.
It's like maybe bigger than it's ever been. I'm not gonna lie.
But actually, now that I'm saying this, so Pokemon Go is still a thing as
Yeah.
well.
Oh yeah.
And it was either last summer or the summer before in New York, they had this big Pokemon Go convention where you would take the ferry and there was designated ferries just
Oh
for the people
my
going.
God, that's
I can't tell you
insane.
where they went or where they ended up, like what the destination
Right.
was, but there were designated ferries just for that.
That is so cool.
Because I remember 2014, 2015 when that was all the rage, and I remember, like, schools were trying to ban it, like, you
I
couldn't
know. Yeah.
play it,
Yeah.
but I didn't realize that it has now evolved into a more in
Wow.
real life experience.
That is so cool. Yeah.
So, Reddit is
Reddit.
now a new friend in your life.
I like Reddit a lot. It feels like social media for special interests, you know?
True, true.
It like literally is. And I just love that.
I prefer Reddit to Discord, and I don't know if that's just because I feel like I came up more in the age of Reddit, and
Mhm.
Discord is like a more Gen Z
Yeah.
app
Yeah.
where you could still communicate and it's still fairly niche communities on there,
Yeah.
but Reddit just feels more like a public forum of what I was used to growing up on the internet.
Totally.
But it's nice. It's like sub communities.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. And I'm recently getting into Discord as well, actually. So
Yeah,
yeah, and I think it's a little bit more confusing and hard to like dive into. It's also just more private, which I like for some reasons.
Discord.
Discord is. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bit I don't know why it feels like a learning curve to me. It just feels like every time
I
I
mean,
go on, it's like scary.
there's a
It's a little
lot.
overwhelming.
Yeah, it's scary to look at. I
It's kind of
totally get that.
overstimulating.
I agree. I agree. It's not
And
user it doesn't feel user friendly, but I
no,
really enjoy what it functions as. I just haven't really gotten the hang of it.
but everyone who is an active user on there loves it. We ask all of our guests, what is one thing you need more of and one thing you need less of?
Ooh. Um, one thing I need more of is water. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not very good at hydrating myself. You know
Yeah?
what I mean? Like I just forget. That's one thing I need more of. Did you hear that microphone? Um, um, one thing I need less of, I think, is like social media.
Same.
Just
Throw a phone in the ocean.
yeah, I just hate it. It's just a lot.
I want to touch on your water response. Did that tree
Oh,
just move?
that tree just moved like it was alive. Is it?
What the heck was that?
Haunted room. That was crazy.
And any hooms. Now that we got some haunted spirits up in our studio.
That was crazy.
I believe in spooky spirits. I think they're with us.
You're welcome. You are welcome here. Ghost. Ghost.
Okay, for those listening, the studio's haunted. In summary,
We just found out.
we just found
We all
that
just
out.
found out. Whoa. Any ghost people?
Any ghost hunter. I used to love the
Ghost
show Ghost
hunters.
Hunters.
Yeah.
We could bring them in here.
Bring them in.
That was a great show.
Yeah.
Okay, so more water, less social
More
media.
water, less social media.
Do you know that they make these little buttons that you can put on your water bottle that will beep to remind you to hydrate?
What?
Yeah. And when I first discovered it, I was like, it's kind of silly. Like, don't we all know to drink water? But we don't. And it will go off like every hour, like a little beep beep, and remind you to drink water.
I actually don't know if I would love that or hate that. You know, like
Turn it off.
Initial feeling is I'm not sure, you know?
Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
So then in turn, I just bought one of those like 64-gallon ones that.
Yeah. So you never have to fill it up. Yeah.
Yeah, and it tells you not the day, it tells you the time of day. There's like 8 a.m., 10 a.m., 12 p.m. and you're
Yeah, see, I just like don't even see my water bottle until it's like 6 p.m. You know, and then it's still full, so I just have to like chug it.
Chug it at
and I've heard that's not really good.
So you're more of a tea drinker, I assume.
I like both. I like tea and I like coffee.
Okay.
I like Earl Grey tea, even like with lavender.
Mm-hmm.
And I like coffee. Like I love lattes, and I just like plain coffee.
Which is dehydrating though. I know.
Takes water.
I know. I was saying I've attempted to do a coffee cleanse just to see how I would feel, and I lasted about 10 days.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was a lot of self-control.
A lot of headaches. I get headaches.
No. More so just like the sugar craving, I think, for a latte.
Yeah.
With syrup.
I get that.
And it was more so I mentally wanted it. I didn't physically need it. I just wanted it as my sweet treat. But I lasted 10 days. Now I'm back to it. And we'll see if I could do longer than 10 days next time. But I just wanted to see if it would actually improve my skin.
Did it?
I think a little bit.
Cool.
I think a little bit. Because I was like, maybe it's the milk, maybe it's the syrup. I don't know.
Are you an oat milk girly or just a regular milk?
I think oat milk and almond milk is.
Really?
No.
I love oat milk. I'm not gonna lie. I really love it.
I can't get on the bandwagon. I really can't. And I've tried.
I drink cream and milk and stuff, but I don't know why. Like if I'm getting a latte, like I want oat milk.
I do skim milk.
Okay.
Which my friends have said that's just water. It's not milk. It's literally just water. Like the consistency is water. Like, well,
oh man.
Tastes good. Makes me feel good.
Well then great. We love that for you.
Everyone has to, different strokes for different folks.
Exactly.
In terms of lattes and water and all the things.
I'm not yucking your yum. You know what I mean?
Okay, so more hydration.
Yeah.
Less social media.
Yeah.
Do you ever look at your screen time or anything? Are you one of those people that
I have that app, Opal or whatever.
What is that?
It like literally will block you out of your apps for a certain amount of time. Yeah. And it has like ways to like where you can take a break, but like it also extends the time. Like if you're taking a lot of breaks, it'll just be like, fine, you can open the app, but you have to wait like 110 seconds in order to open it.
Huh.
And if you still want to open it after that 110 seconds, and most of the time I look at it, I'm like, oh, 110, I'm not doing that. And then I just like move on, you know?
Really? Even though that's only less than 2 minutes?
Yes.
It's still
because you have to like have, like, it's not like I can like, the other feature, which I really like, is usually I would just be like, okay, cool, I'll wait 2 minutes and I'll go do something else on my phone. But it's like you have to have that app open for that 110 seconds. Do nothing in order to get there. And I'm like, damn, they really got me. Like I'm really actually taking a break from my phone now. You know what I mean?
So they want you to leave it open, like get up, walk around, and then come back in 110 seconds.
Yeah.
What's your most used app?
Pokemon, the new Pokemon one. I literally like have been obsessed with it since I got my top surgery in November. Like, have not stopped talking about it. It's so silly.
It is now a character trait.
Yeah, it feels that way.
Talk to me about social media. You're currently in album cycle. You just released an album.
Yes.
How do you balance your social media usage with work, essentially, and promoting your work?
Yeah, to be completely honest, right now, I, like, don't even have the apps on my
Okay.
phone. Um, Currently just, like, having a really difficult time with getting put into the wrong spaces
Mm.
online, and it, like, really damaging my confidence and my sense of self, and so it's just not worth it. Um, so I've deleted those apps and have tried to get people into safer spaces and more exclusive spaces like Discord,
Mhm.
which is why I'm trying to learn Discord.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now the balance is like great
Yeah.
because it's like
'Cause you don't have it.
non-existent. Yeah, and I kind of love it. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's hard because like people obviously know when somebody's posting for you. I feel like I know when somebody's posting for somebody else or if it's them, you know?
Mhm.
And I hope that like those days that I do have the bravery to be on there, like it just feels more special. And that people stick around and find me other places, you know. But yeah, ultimately I think it's a journey right now of figuring out what that balance is going to be for the future.
Yeah.
Because I've poured a lot of myself into those apps and have gotten incredible return. You know, I'm not blind to that. But also like things have changed.
Yeah.
Things have changed since the new administration has entered, and um, I respect myself. I want to do music, and I also just like want to be happy, you know.
And
And
you're allowed to have both.
yeah, yeah, and I like I'm really tired of the notion of like we need TikTok in order to be successful artists. Like actually, I think it's kind of damaging me a little.
Mhm.
I think it's actually sometimes makes me less original and makes me second guess myself whenever I have a good idea, you know? Because I just don't think we're supposed to be getting feedback that quickly. I think that's weird.
And having access to people in that way.
Yeah.
Have you found, particularly because you like you said, you've poured so much into these apps, you've poured so much of yourself and your own vulnerability. Do you feel a little bit more control over your public life versus private life?
Since leaving the
Yeah.
apps, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like an insane difference. Like it's so weird being somebody that needs to have a public persona in order to advertise your art,
Right.
you know? Um because it ends up starting to feel like anything could be content and ruining moments that are just like supposed to be for you, you know? Or like putting pressure on a moment that is just supposed to be a good one, you know? Yeah, I think I'm always looking for ways to separate myself from feeling the need to share and having moments that are just mine.
Was it ever at one point, did it ever feel almost like gamified for you or felt like a numbers game? Like, because I
Yeah.
feel like it's inevitable at some
Yeah.
point, you're, again, you have access to the internet at your fingertips. People now have access to you and feel like they expect certain things from you and they expect A, B, and C. But you're also weighing things in terms of the clicks and the short dopamine hit that you get when you hit X number.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, I've had seasons of like loving it. I've had seasons of wishing more from it. I'm just reaching a place um that it just doesn't feel worth it sometimes.
Mm,
You know? It's just like what I actually do is make music, you
right.
know? Like I don't like um make videos really.
Content.
You know, I don't make
Hmm.
content. My life isn't content,
Right.
you know? And like I really enjoy connecting with people and that's like something I will always continue to do, you know? I mean, it's just not the only thing I do, you know?
Yeah.
I also think there's just better ways to connect. Like I truly believe there are, you know? It's totally necessary in a way of like you're casting a super wide net and that's awesome. But it's like what do you do after that? Because I literally like viral moments happen so
Yeah.
quickly and you have their attention like for so little time. So if you don't bring them somewhere else, they're gone. You know what I mean? So I think right now is just like a time of me exploring where do we go next? Like, okay, cool, cool. Like there's thousands of people here from this specific TikTok, but like come meet me here and we'll have the real discussion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so cool to hear you say that. I mean, my day job is very much all that you're discussing, which we could talk about later.
Oh,
But
cool.
but I find with artists and that I talk to for work, that is a key part of the conversation, that sometimes it takes a while for people to come around to the idea that like, hey, like your TikTok followers may not necessarily be translating into fans. Like, are those your people? Is
Yeah.
that your community? Or did they just find you from one viral moment and then they're scrolling on to the next?
Yeah.
And it's fascinating because I agree with you that I don't think that we were meant to be so overstimulated with all this content all the time and have
Yeah.
access to it.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting to hear you talk about it because I feel like it can take folks a really long time to grasp like, oh, yes, those a million followers are real, but is that my community? Like, are they here for me? Is that my audience? Because it might not necessarily be the same thing.
Yeah. And honestly, like the algorithm doesn't treat it that way. You
Mhm.
know, you can have a million followers. Followers, they follow you. They follow you so that they can see your content. But do they see your content?
Yeah.
No, that's up to an algorithm, you know? So I think it's like super important to just find reliable ways to reach people, you know? Because I know that there are people out there that want to know what I'm doing, you know? And I hate the thought of them not knowing, you
Yeah.
know?
Just because the dumb algorithm
Yeah,
didn't
yeah, it's so
pick that.
silly.
And you're connecting with people right now on tour.
Yes.
How does that feel? I know it's only been one show, but how
Oh,
has it felt having
first
that in
show's out of the way.
person?
Yeah. It feels so good. I mean, it's just like night and day. Like literally night and day.
Yeah.
And it took so much of me to like even get on this tour. Like tour is really hard in general.
Yep.
And like when you haven't toured for, you know, a year or whatever, it's hard to get your body to like cram into that van for a whole month and like do the scariest thing, which is like get on stage and bare your soul, you know? So that's hard enough, but like the whole added like layer of like my confidence has just been so bruised from like reading awful things about myself, you know? And so it just required a lot of bravery for me in this past week to get myself to get on those stages. And so I knew it was going to be like ripping off a band-aid. And the second I got on stage, it was just like coming home, you know? It was
Yeah.
amazing and the crowd was awesome. And so yeah, I'm really happy to be on tour now. But it was pretty scary.
And you made the decision to do VIP as well.
Yes.
What sparked that decision?
Honestly, I just need it. I'm so tired of these little pictures on these little phones. Like I can't actually connect with anybody in that way, you know?
Yeah.
Especially when it's just like a mass like dumping of like stuff I have to sift through that whether it's good or bad, you know? It's not safe for me or my mental health. Like I want to look you in the eyes and like hear what you thought,
Mhm.
you know? Like and I know people that are coming to these shows are like me and they want to be heard, you know? And so like being able to do that is super cool.
And again, I feel like I'm catching you at the early end, and I wish I could talk to you at the end of it
Yeah.
and hear how it's going, but does it feel sustainable right now? Like, do you feel like you're set up for success, that you can do this in
The
advance for the
tour?
next month? Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I have more resources than I've ever had before this tour. We have like another person that's joined us, which is taking a lot of pressure off of my bandmates. The van itself is bigger than it's ever been, which
Nice.
is really cool and really nice. Like we can all have a little bit more room and um yeah, I will let you know because it has been literally one day, but right now I think we're all really excited and feeling comfortable.
It's good feelings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good feelings. I'm sure so many people come up to you and share beautiful stories with you. Who are the artists that you have looked up to over the years that you're like, "Yes."
I really love Dolly Parton. I think she's an incredible songwriter. And I also think that she has just the most open spirit to loving everyone around her. Um, and I've really admired that about her. And also she's just the best songwriter. She's
She's
such a good
just
storyteller.
so good for the world.
Yeah, yeah,
She's just a beautiful human.
totally.
The reason we had COVID vaccines, I feel like, is Dolly Parton. We all need to thank Dolly Parton for getting us through COVID. Science, yes, but also Dolly Parton.
But also Dolly Parton.
But also Dolly Parton. So, talk to me about the album, Committed to a Bit.
Yes.
You shared that it is a bit of your origin story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Share with me a little bit about the process of making it and now that it's out in the world, how it feels now that it's for the worlds to interpret.
Making it was really fun and really hard. It was like a lot of songs that I've written since I started writing songs,
Oh, wow.
which is really
So,
cool.
some deep cuts.
Some really deep cuts. Like there's a song on there that was from before I was even corook, and that feels really cool because it still feels true today. You
Yeah.
know, it still feels like a piece of my story. But yeah, it was like I got to go to Eugene, Oregon, where the producer that I produced the whole album with lives with his family. And it was just like such a sweet little vibe there. And it felt like a really safe space to be honest and be true and also have fun. And yeah, it was really awesome. And I think having the album out is so relieving for anybody that's ever done it before. I think it's like they must know that it's just so it's an exhausting process to like have these songs that you love and have to like listen to them over and over and over and over again until the process is done, you know? And it almost feels like I was detached during that process, or at least for some of it, of like the mixing process or the mastering process. It's just like these tiny details that I know mean a lot in the long run, but
Mhm.
ultimately, like I'm just like I don't even hear the song anymore. You know what I mean? So when it comes out, when it came out a few days ago, it felt like the first time I could hear it again
Yeah,
and hear my story and be really proud of it. You know, so it feels great.
that's important to be proud of it.
Yeah.
Is there any songs on the album that had a meaning when you first wrote it, maybe even the one you're referring to, versus now where you hear it and you're a completely different person from when you wrote it?
I mean, yeah, I guess that would be the best example.
Yeah.
Um, there's a song called "Weird" that I wrote about like a best friend that I had in high school that she and I had a falling out like really bad, and um it's a really emotional story, and I think I explain it pretty well in the song. But I hadn't talked to her in like years, like probably like 10 years,
Wow.
which was crazy to think about. But then I just like I don't even know what happened. I just within the process of recording the song was like, damn, I should reach out to her cuz she's reached out to me a few times to try to like patch things up um and yeah, so I guess the biggest difference is like I'm talking to that person again,
Yeah.
and they're now safe again. They're a safe person to me, whereas before they weren't. And I think that when I wrote that song, I couldn't have imagined that, you know. But it feels really good to forgive and to let go and to have that song not be as sad anymore to me.
Yeah, which is a very hard thing to do. I think we've all had those friendship breakups and makeups that are really difficult, and we hold on to the really messy, sad feelings around it.
Yeah, totally.
But there's something really beautiful when you're able to take a deep breath and say, "Okay, it is what it is."
Yeah, it's funny. I feel like that was like my first actual instance of like true forgiveness as an adult. You know
Hmm.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I've had like tiffs with friends and like we communicate and stuff, but like that just felt like such a pivotal moment and such a pivotal hurt in my life, in my story that I could have held on to and just been like,
Yeah.
I'm the victim here, you know, and told this awful story, but it just like I got tired of carrying it.
Right.
Got tired of being the victim and tired of carrying that story, and I just wanted to like forgive and move on. So,
It gets heavy.
yeah,
That
for
stuff gets
sure.
heavy, and I'm a believer in, like, if you store it up here and you hold on to it, it only is gonna make it heavier for you
Yeah,
to carry, and
totally.
I think it takes it can take a lot of energy and a lot of guts to forgive
Mm.
and to move forward. I feel like I've forgiven people that don't even know that I forgive them.
Yeah,
Just because it's safer for me in my mental health and my journey to not hold on to that and let that
yeah,
be the thing that weighs me down or makes me feel sad.
totally.
It's just the ability to move forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have such a beautiful way of blending. I feel like your songwriting is a blend of like a little bit of humor, a little bit of vulnerability, all very true. Everything is very raw and authentic. Do you feel like you've had to find a balance between all those factors in your writing, particularly when it connects to an audience or you're writing
Mm.
for a project?
I never try to be anything than whatever I
Yeah.
am in that moment. Like, I'm never trying to balance anything.
It's just this is who I am.
It's
This is what
just
I feel.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I just like I mean, I love making people laugh and I love making people cry. And sometimes I can do both of those things in one
Yeah.
song and sometimes I can't. And I enjoy both. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Has there been a song of yours that evokes that feeling you think the most? Or you've been told that you
The
can get
laugh and
both?
cry.
Yeah.
There's a song on my very first EP as Karuk. And it's called IDK God. And it didn't really have a life of its own as a recorded, like, on Spotify thing, but I ended up starting to play it at every show. Yeah, there's just lines about, like, how God is a woman and about how if I met her, we would sit down and drink a beer together, and I'd ask her why my dad's an asshole, and she'd be like, "It's just part of the plot, you know? It's just, like, thickening your plot," and, so, like, watching people react to each of those lines as it unravels, and then by the end of it, Um, I think a lot of people feel the full circleness of it. You know, I talk about a friend who, or actually, I don't think I do, but I do live sometimes. I talk about how my friend's mom had cancer and passed away, but I do talk about cancer within the song. And um, so by the end of it, it feeling like there being a reason behind all of these laughs was to
Mhm.
connect, to kind of let your walls down and then to connect to something deeper by the end of it and have you like really have an emotional um just like realization about yourself and your place in the world.
Yeah, it's
So
all
that
full
that song,
circle.
yeah, that song feels really special.
So beautiful
Yeah.
and a true talent that you're able to do that. I feel like there's definitely songwriters out there that would strive to be able to do
Well,
that,
thank you. Thank
and you just have a natural knack. Um, I want to learn more about your name, Karuk.
Karuk. So it was actually a nickname that my girlfriend came up with. It's so funny. No, wait, we're going to Boston after this. But it was a mega bus from New York to Boston,
Yes.
super late at night. The like 1 a.m. bus or some shit, you know? We were getting on the bus together. We were super slap happy and silly because we were so tired, but we knew we had to be on the bus for like 4 hours or whatever. And she just like put her head down in my lap and she looked up at me and she called me, well, my real name is Corinne Savage, and she called me Karuk Scoovage. And I was like, that's incredible. That's genius. And I'm keeping that. It feels almost like, did you watch Parks and Rec?
I did.
Like Burt Macklin?
Yes.
It feels
Yeah.
like my Burt Macklin, you know?
That's good.
Yeah.
And why lowercase c?
Just 'cause I'm just not serious. I'm just really not so serious, you know?
I was gonna ask you because the songs are lowercase too,
Yeah.
and that's
It's
just
just like
why not?
it's just not serious. I feel like there's so many rules. S
Who cares about the
even
rules?
about letters. Like, let's just keep them all lowercase.
I'm with you.
I don't know.
Who
So many
cares?
rules. Let's just break them.
I want to close a little bit in talking about the music industry
Yeah.
and mental health. Is there anything that you feel like you've learned since entering this crazy ride? I mean, having gone to Berkeley and experienced that on academia level,
Mhm.
signing to a major, is there anything that you wish you would have known before all of this?
I wish I would've known about TikTok and stuff, 'cause it's tough. It was just, like, so different whenever I feel like I, like, signed up or started dreaming about this, but, like, if I said that to anybody, they'd be like, "This is just how it goes." Like,
Mm,
something new pops up all the time that you have to dive into and be heard on, you know? So maybe just, like, a brief warning about how hard it would be to be, not just to be seen by the masses, but to have access to everything that they have to say about you. I think it's new. Feel free to argue me. But, like, it feels it feels really hard. Like, I think about kids all the time, like, growing up with
oh,
this. Now, I'm like, "You've gotta be kidding." I'm 30 years old, and I'm like, I'm having a hard time, you know, navigating it, and I can't imagine being in a place where my brain hasn't even fully grown yet, and I'm reading things about myself, like, that's just so impossibly hard. Um, so yeah, I maybe would have liked warning about that.
yeah, it's interesting. I wonder I think about this a lot because I share similar conversations with artists a lot around socials and I look back and say, okay, artists were put on YouTube, typically their music videos. There wasn't necessarily this
Yeah.
content
There's like
machine.
a
Yeah.
direct connection to me in my everyday life, which I think nobody's had. Like, before it was like you'd get written up in a blog and
Mhm.
you'd have to go read it, you know? But, like, now it's just a part of my everyday routine of
Yeah.
opening my phone and connecting with friends. It used to be that, now it's just connecting to the entire world, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's a really difficult thing to figure out how to balance whenever you feel like your career also depends on you being good at it, you know?
And it makes you wonder, at least I wonder, like the greats from the 70s, the 80s, the
Yeah.
90s, they were not up, nor do we even really know anything about their personal lives
Yeah.
because all we really knew were who they were on stage for that time where they were
Yes.
contracted to perform and
Totally.
they shared their albums. And yes, they did a press tour. You read about it in a newspaper or, 90s it was on MTV
Mhm.
and that was that.
Yeah.
That was check the box.
Totally.
Versus now you wonder how their legacy or their career could have been shaped by like this constant need to be viral or this constant need to be in XYZ box
Yeah.
to be palatable to
Yeah.
the public. It's really frustrating
Yeah.
overall, but it just goes to show how the landscape itself has shifted so much
Yeah.
over time because it's now expected of you
Totally.
to be
Totally.
online.
Yeah. Totally.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, and I give
Yeah.
so much love and so much respect to every artist and anyone who's really trying to make it online, I guess. I mean, even influencer was not a career 20 years ago, but I
Totally.
think there should be way more conversation in terms of managing expectations and then managing your own mental health in the midst of all that.
Absolutely.
I feel like I've spoken to a lot of artists that um, had perhaps a viral moment and felt really supported in that moment by their industry peers or by their community or the folks they work with, managers, et cetera, et cetera. But then once that viral moment was over, things got stripped back. The resources weren't as
Yep.
in front of them and um, how much that affected them on a personal level.
Totally.
Yes, professional that, it was high and then it was low,
Mhm.
but also just your psyche makes you think, "Wait, what did I do wrong or
What
what
did I do
what
wrong?
what
Yeah.
happened?"
Totally.
And it's just this crazy feeling to think that like we are measuring success or measuring humans in the amount of clicks or how many
Mhm.
people want to hear a snippet of a song
Yeah.
versus who they are as a human, you know?
Totally.
I know you know this. I'm just rambling. But like, just like it's just
Yeah.
so it feels dystopian. It doesn't feel like real
Absolutely.
life.
Totally. Which is why I'm like, let's do real life stuff now.
Yeah.
Let's do real life stuff because it just doesn't compare. After last night, I'm like, I couldn't, even if I had the best day on my phone, it would have been nothing compared to what last night was, you know?
Yeah, and you capture that feeling or that magic in a bottle and, like, hold on to it
Yeah.
because you have to.
Yeah.
Because there's
Totally.
gonna be shitty days
Yeah.
that do feel like the opposite of that, where you question what the heck this all means.
Yep.
I'm with you on in real life. I say the same thing about the pod. Like, we get requests to do virtual stuff, and I'm like, but I just want to see the human and talk about this stuff face to face because there's just something special about like an energy exchange between two humans.
Agreed.
The question I want to close on:
Okay.
what is a lyric or a mantra or an affirmation that really connects with you?
No.
Period. With a period at the end.
Period. Just no. Right now, I'm in my no season. Like, I mean, I will say, like, I have an amazing community of people, like, an amazing team, amazing fans. Like, I'm wanting to say yes, like,
Yeah.
95% of my time, you know, which is really fortunate. But, like, that 5% that I would, like, really, like, push myself to do, um, just no. Not
I
gonna do it
I
anymore.
love, and not in a sarcastic way, I love that for you. I freaking love that for you that you're in
Yeah.
your no era.
Thanks.
More people need to be in their no era
Yeah.
because we get one life
Yeah.
and we should make choices that feel good to us.
I feel like I turned 30 and I'm like, I'm an adult. I can say no, you know?
Heck yeah. And you could do that for the rest of your life and say no.
We'll see.
I love that. The worst is when you say yes to the thing and then you have to half-ass it because you didn't really feel like
Trust
doing the
me,
thing.
I know. Like, I have done it many a time, you know?
It doesn't feel good.
I'm a people pleaser. I don't know how anybody grows up not a people pleaser, honestly. It's crazy, you
And
know?
you're a middle child
I'm a
too.
middle child. Yeah.
That's
People
real.
please, you know?
It's in the veins.
It's in my veins. So, yeah, I'm in my no era.
I love that.
Thanks.
Thank you for saying yes to this.
Of
It
course.
was
It
beautiful
was an
getting to
easy
know you.
yes. Jess.
Thank you so much for coming
Oh,
on. It was so nice to meet you.
so great to meet you.
And y'all, this will be out while you're on tour, probably at the tail end of tour.
Great.
But come out to a show, follow on socials, but maybe also
But also maybe find me on Discord or
in real
join my
life.
email list or in real life. Seriously.